Hey guys, it's Cece, and today is Wednesday, and that means it is time for Top 5 Wednesday. For all the information on Top 5 Wednesday, you can click on the links below. It's awesome, you should join in, and you should follow Lainey at Ginger Reads Lainey, who created Top 5 Wednesday. So this week's theme is Top 5 Favorite Character Tropes. Now, I don't have exclusively character tropes in here, because I just have a couple tropes in general, but I feel like I change this every week to what, I want to do, but that's what we're gonna do. So, just my top 5 tropes that I enjoy in reading. So a trope is something that you see so often in a book, movie, TV show, or whatever, that it sometimes becomes redundant or is really overused, but you can't help but love it. One example in young adult literature is one girl who has to topple the government. That is not a favorite trope of mine. I'm super sick of that trope. But I have some other really fun ones to show you, so we have to get started right now. Coming in at number 5. For number 5, I just have a trope in general, and that is gallows humor. Gallows humor is a sense of humor that usually comes from someone who is in a dire situation, or they're in a really bad way, but they can make jokes about it. And it's just, it can really make a book, and it can make you laugh in a really dark situation. So, some books that have some gallows humor are: it is used frequently in the Harry Potter books. Especially by Fred and George, they all have some gallows humor. It's also used frequently in Gone. They also use a lot of gallows humor. Understandably, stuff's dark in this series. And of course my favorite example, The Martian by Andy Weir. This book would not be any good without Mark Watney's gallows humor. I'm telling you right now, it's what makes a whole book. Yes. Coming in at number 4. For number 4, I went with the badass bookworm. This is a pretty common trope, and I know as soon as I said it, you're all thinking of the same person, and she's my favorite as well, guys. The Queen. The Queen. She's too perfect. But there are some great others. So besides Hermione in Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling, we cannot leave out McGonagall. McGonagall is the coolest, and she is definitely a badass bookworm. We also have Selena in Throne of Glass. And of course, one of my personal favorites as well, Meggie from Inkheart. Coming in at number 3. So one of my favorite tropes of all time, this doesn't even just apply to books, this trope gets me every time, is called the unmasking. When a character has a secret, or in most cases a secret identity, that is suddenly revealed to someone in your family or a friend, and it's just this, how will they react to this huge secret? And it gets me every time. It's my favorite thing. In Graceling by Kristen Cashore, there is definitely an unmasking, and it is fantastic. But my favorite, probably, in books, gotta be Eldest by Christopher Paolini. This is the second book in the Inheritance Cycle series, and there's just a scene in this when everyone finally sees what happened to a character, and he's sort of unmasked, and this big mystery of where he's been for all this time is revealed, and it's just it's my favorite scene in this book. It just gets me. Coming in at number 2. For number 2, I have another one of my favorite tropes that goes beyond books, and that is breaking the fourth wall. This happens sometimes in books. It's really just when an author acknowledges that an audience is there, or that you are reading a book. It is breaking the wall where you establish that this is fictional. The author breaks through that, or the characters, either way. One of the most famous books for doing this is the Series of Unfortunate Events, the whole series by Lemony Snicket, because he always acknowledges that there are readers of the story. In fact, he personally addresses them as dear reader frequently, and I mean, that was why I loved these books as a kid, because I'd never seen that before when I was little, and that was amazing. And the other one is Percy Jackson and the Olympians by Rick Riordan. Within the first page or so of this book, Percy says, if you are reading this because, which means he's acknowledging you as a reader. He's broken the fourth wall. It's a great trope. I really like it. And finally, coming in at number 1. Alright, my all-time favorite trope, favorite character trope, favorite whatever, is the friends to lovers trope. This is when two characters start out as friends, or sometimes best friends, and then somehow evolve to be in a relationship and to love each other, and it always gets me. So a few examples of this are the House of the Scorpion, which is also a play on it because first they're enemies, and then they're friends, and then they're in a relationship. We also have the amazing relationship in the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick darkness, one of the most well-written instances of this trope. And of course, just the crowning achievement of this. I know I keep putting Harry Potter up, but it uses some tropes really excellently. And like, Harry and Ginny are amazing and everything, but my lovelies, they're so in love. Alright guys, those are my top 5 favorite tropes in books. The stuff that just gets me even though I know it's overused. So, what are some of your guys' favorite tropes? What do you see a lot that you know you shouldn't like, but it gets you every time? Leave them in comments, and thank you for watching. I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!